Zach Wilson is here, everybody. It's Monday morning, the show that all the universes, everybody around you, millions of people want to watch the show.
You know, I had 7 completions. That's 6 more than the punter yesterday. So I had a great day.
At first we got on and I'm like, I saw the Zach Wilson. I was like, what are you talking about?
81 yards total.
Oh, God, that was funny.
You know what, though, Tom? I blame top to bottom. How do you have a general manager? You're bringing Aaron Rodgers, okay? God bless him.
Yeah.
But you know he's 40, and you don't have an NFL-qualified backup.
Yeah.
That can put up at least 20 points on the board for you.
I guess they honestly believed that Zach Wilson was a backup. I don't know how they believe that, but
yeah, I guess the thought was he under the tutelage of Rodgers would bloom, but
yeah. Right. I heard Boomer Esiason today on the radio. He says, "You just cut him right now. Get rid of all the drama in the locker room."
He said it last week, and I'll tell you another thing. Saleh too. I have to question. You score a touchdown.
Saleh?
Yeah, you score a touchdown. Whatever his name is, the coach, and you go for 2 points, bro. Take the 7. Just get put it on the board. All right. It was early.
My favorite team now. No, I can't say that. I'm not going to jump ship. But the Detroit Lions. Oh man. And that coach Dan Campbell, like even like the Goff, who I really like too. I didn't like Goff at all when he played in LA.
He had a bad day yesterday, didn't he?
How did 3 turnovers he had?
Yeah,
3 interceptions. But you know what though? It didn't bother him. Like he came back. They were down by like 12
That's
points.
the thing.
5 minutes ago, brought him back.
Resiliency. Yeah.
Yeah, they just got that attitude. Like they're talking like teams going for it on 4th down, and they kind of laugh now. Masala, he's always going for 4th down.
There's no choice.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. They're so bad. And it's a shame because the D side of the ball plays great, but you can't leave them on the field all game.
Yeah, I know.
By the 3rd quarter, they're done.
There's our buddy, the magical veteran up there in Buffalo, New York.
Yes, sir.
Susan's on top of things too. Zach himself.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man. If you're a teammate, you got to give it to him, right? I mean, you come in the locker room today, you got to go all over.
This is a bad day to be a lifelong Jet fan because then I open up the paper and there's an article about Joe Namath.
Yeah.
Did
what was that about?
So I guess he did a football camp way back in the day, and the guy he did it for or with was abusing boys. And now I guess the inference is that Joe knew about it and didn't say anything. I mean, it's a long time ago. I'll leave it at that. Who knows where the truth lies.
I know. You know this too. The one thing I've learned with abuse, like some people judge other people because they take years to come out. You can't. You just don't know. I've known people that take like 30 years to come out and tell others that they were abused.
Right. Yeah. So who knows? But it's not cool.
How about our buddy Milan Lucic in Boston? You see that too?
Wow. It's disappointing too, and it's.
So again, we don't know the details. It appears there's some domestic violence involved.
There's been some history.
Yeah, that's I heard that too. He'd been charged before, right?
Yeah. And then, so I mean, it's. I guess it's bound to happen because it's just a percentage. It's a numbers game.
Yeah.
But
I know you feel the same way, but that's just an example. Most managers think you can't
lay a hand on a woman, child, or dog. You're going to get it.
Especially in the hockey world. I'm really proud of that. Like, it's just that it's frowned upon. It's like you don't want to be around the guy. You don't want to be in the locker room with somebody that does that kind of stuff.
I think that's pretty universal for most men.
Yeah, totally. Yes. Let me see here, Danny Erickson. What we got here? I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to play God with the Jets.
Well, me neither. I mean, I to be honest with you, Danny, I questioned the whole thing from the beginning. I mean, he was a great player 5 years ago, but not now.
See, I'm going to disagree with you a little bit. I think his presence, like he's got that leadership, that aura about him. Mm-hmm. I think he elevates other people. Like they feel better, like you got a better chance. I mean, I lived through it in LA when Gretzky got there. That he just, again, I guess you kind of put Aaron Rodgers in that same category of leader. But again, that real presence. So when they walk in the locker room, it's like, wow, I got a chance of winning again, right? It's not that we didn't have a chance of winning at all in LA, but that chance of winning was certainly elevated once he showed up. So,
well, I think the problem for the Jets is that Aaron Rodgers would be a guy like Gretz coming into LA if he's going to a team that's really almost there.
Yeah.
But they just need a really experienced quarterback, and but the Jets, I mean, who's snapping the ball now? Like I think a guy from the parking lot. I mean, they're down, and all their offensive linemen are hurt. Yeah. So there's a lot of contributing factors. I get it, but this kid Wilson's just
man. And his own mannerism too. Like he sits on the bench, you see that smug look on his face.
You just want to smack him.
Yeah, totally. Isn't that true? Yeah. Imagine if you're like a wide receiver who came to the Jets because they wanted to play with Aaron Rodgers.
Well, the kid. What's his name?
Garrett Wilson, right? Was it
Wilson?
Garrett Wilson?
Yeah, Garrett. Yeah.
Yeah, man. What's their thing? Because they're making a short career. They have to make the most money they can, right? You have the best career possible.
Yeah. How about our boy Tommy DeVito, chicken parm?
Oh, I know. Living at home with his parents. Oh,
I
man.
tell you that one pass he made yesterday in
Yeah.
the end zone where
Yeah.
he hit just thread that ball.
Yeah.
It was a great pass.
Remember the first game, he didn't throw a pass at all. The
They
first
wouldn't
game,
let him.
right? Yeah. Now all of a sudden he's doing all this stuff. I think he's probably like saying, "Like screw it, I'm just going for it." Right?
Well, that's probably what the offensive coordinator figures. You know what? We got him in there. We don't have anybody else. Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
And
totally.
it was good.
Yeah, if you're gonna play, and let him play. They don't do it halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see here. How about the best team in hockey, the New York Rangers? Yeah, they are on fire.
Yeah, they really are.
Aren't they?
And without Fox, without
Just
so
Hedl. They're saying Hedl.
Heedle's out too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Let's see.
and what's going on with this refereeing stuff? So Lindgren gets hit. I forget what the call was on McLeod, I guess, a 2-minute minor.
Yeah.
And then there's a review. You're going to review that now?
I know.
Come
You know
on.
what I think? We should put a limit on the review. So make the call, and then you get like 2 minutes. Say if you
Agreed.
can't change the call, then it's got to stay with the call. I like, for me too. I don't really care if the referee isn't perfect. Like delaying the game like that. Referees are going to make mistakes. That's a fact.
Exactly.
They're going to.
Yeah. It all evens out. So here's where I think would be a better way to do it. The only things contested are goals and offsides.
Yeah.
As far as what the ref called it. That's it. Because now you're taking away his integrity.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's such a waste of time. Like people,
Yeah.
that's what because the league has done so many good things to make the game more exciting. Like you go to Madison Square Garden now for a game, and it's exciting.
Oh,
But to do that, like to sit there and then people are at home, and it's so easy to get the clicker in your hand and change channels because I don't want to sit there and watch that. So.
Yeah. So now when there's a bad call, you got to hold judgment before you get angry.
Oh yeah,
Isn't it
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get angry right away.
Yeah.
Good point by you, Danny Erickson. Once in a while, you come up with a good point. It's not good. He was in his prime.
Yeah.
But again, I guess it's kind of hard to explain sometimes if you aren't in the locker room with a player like that. Just the presence he had, the confidence because he'd won. You know how confident he was himself. You know how he treated fans. Everything. It just gets a whole different feeling.
I think though, look at the difference in their personalities. Like Aaron Rodgers, he's a little bit out there. God bless him. But, with the mushrooms and I think a better, in my mind, quarterback to compare. It's hard to compare.
Yeah.
But would be maybe a Joe Montana or somebody at that could come into a team and that presence is going to be unbelievable. Not that Aaron Rodgers doesn't, but
Mahomes is like that too, right? He's got that presence about him.
Yeah. I was still a young guy, but I'm talking about guys like later in the career if they're going to move on. Yeah.
Yeah. Joe Namath. Man, he had a imagine playing with Joe Namath. Oh God.
He finished in LA too.
Yeah, that's right too. That's right.
He's not good. It wasn't a good experience for LA or for him.
Derek Sanderson the same way too, man. Yeah, it's fun. Oh God.
Yeah.
Funny guy. He's aged. He's hanging in there though, but he's and he had the hips done and everything.
Yeah, well, he had even when he was playing, I think he had some bad hips.
Yeah.
And so they started giving him steroid shots, and I think it ate away at the bone. That's what really screwed him up. Yeah.
Let me see here. I get Susan. We got Danny Brooks here. Oh, Tom, did you remember Clint Lee? I remember him. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. No, I remember that. Yeah, Clint Longley. Is that a great?
Yeah, that's a Cowboy. Who could you play for but the Cowboys with that name?
Do you know there's a Laidlaw that played for the Cowboys? Scott Laidlaw.
Oh yeah.
It's only, I think he's a running back. I think.
What is Laidlaw? I guess that's British, right?
British, Scottish, Irish. Yeah, that whole mutt thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They called it Fire Pager McLeod. That's why. Oh, look at who's on top of things.
Well, she's got it.
Oh yeah.
Zoned in. Yeah, she's dialed in.
We should just not say anything. Just
I know. Let's let her. I know because you have two idiots here. But so that's a valid justification for the review.
I guess.
But even that, I question the review. Let the refs call the game.
Yeah.
I
don't expect perfection.
Because I thought originally the intent of the review was goals and offsides.
Yeah, but then they expanded that all the time. At first, it wasn't offsides even.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, just play. You think back, like remember the Islanders first won their cup, one of the games they won.
3 foot offside.
Yeah.
Bobby Nystrom.
So it did. I mean, it really hasn't changed history that much.
It's and we're talking about it still, so it makes it interesting.
Yeah. Are you growing that? Barry Shelley, the other magical veteran
we have
on here. Are you growing the mustache for Movember, or will this be a permanent? Is that your Movember mustache?
You got it. You got it, Barry.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I had that. I had the Fu Manchu going when I first turned pro. Man,
I saw pictures of it.
I look back at that with the cowboy hat and the boots and the whole bit. Oh, geez.
The problem is, how old were you? 22. It would have taken me 5 years to grow a full.
Yeah,
suit
it
back
did
then.
take. Yeah, it took me a while. Yeah, yeah. My sons, I guess they're all right now. They don't really get the thick. Yeah, I says you don't want to have that thick.
Most
stuff.
of my boys must have got it from their mom. Really thick beards. They could grow a beard like in a day.
They got it from their mom.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe that didn't come out right. Her genetics. Let's put it that way. Yeah, well, then again.
Yes, you get along well. You get along fine with your ex, so we don't want to ruin that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. What we got here? Best thing about Susan is that she's always, she's always on the move. She said, well, she goes to Broadway shows and Yankee games and Ranger games.
Yeah, Beth has a friend that is like that. Just always doing something really cool. Like when and it's always diverse like that. It's athletics, it's Broadway, it's book signings, and
we were talking in the show.
How many book signings have you been to?
That's on my bucket list. It's on my bucket list. Yeah. We did a show a long time ago. Kevin Allen talking about he came in town and took his family to this play it's all nude. It was a nude play. It was based on I think there was a baseball movie, and they were in the.
I had a small part one time in a nude play.
Small part, yes.
Yeah.
So Susan went to that too. And I was making fun of him, like, hey, you went to a nude play? Like, would you want to sit there at a play and watch a bunch of guys walk around with their junk hanging out?
Nah, I'm not gonna. You know what? And it's funny too because I was talking to a friend of mine. We used to go to this gym over here, and they still had racquetball, which is something from way back. Yeah, so there was a lot of, God bless them, there was a lot of older guys in the morning that were playing racquetball.
Right.
But they insisted on walking around the locker room like nothing.
I know.
I'm like, man, I don't want to see that.
See, for me, I'm kind of used to that same with a hockey locker room. You guys are
but how old were you? I'm talking these guys are like, you don't want to see that. It's not a pretty sight to begin with.
Yeah,
that just
makes wrap a towel around it. Yeah,
it's not that. Well, I almost said it's not that hard. Hold on, it's easy.
You get yourself in trouble today.
I know.
I told you the story. I got the Tom Laidlaw book signing. Yeah, so the book is coming. No, not 2030. Susan, geez, stop that. Going to be out for this Christmas, hopefully. We got Deb Anderson on the case.
There you go.
So was I telling a story with you about this is terrible. I'm not proud of the story, but Helene Elliott, she was a writer for New York Newsday back when I played. Really nice person and very professional. And me being an idiot, I would walk around the locker room saying I was Mr. Nude Northern Michigan, and I would put a tube sock on my penis. So actually, Danny Erickson found a picture. There was a band. They were walking like they were the Beatles walking across the road. And they had no clothes on, and he said they had tube stocks over them.
That's where they got. They started a trend.
Yeah. Oh God, I saw her. Or didn't see her. I had a client, Warren Reichel, was playing for Anaheim, and she was now Helene was now working out in L.A. So she called me up to do an interview, and I hadn't talked to her in years, decades since all this stupidity, and. So she calls, and I heard her voice, and I knew it was her, and I just cringed. I couldn't speak. And she was dying laughing. She loved it because here's Mr. Big Mouth now speechless because of what an idiot he pretended he was.
It's humbling. It's humbling.
Oh yeah, when you do stuff like that when you're young, and then you go back and you see somebody years later, and you go, "Oh my God, I can't believe I did that."
What was I thinking?
Yeah. Oh man, I got a whole book of that kind of stuff in it.
Oh, I got an encyclopedia.
Yeah. Okay. Who's Scotty Cooper? I still have a welt on my ass from racquetball from 20 years ago.
Yeah. That's a great game. I mean, it's a workout, man. It's good. It's athletic.
I took racquetball in college. It was one of my classes. So I think it was my junior year or something like that. I was feeling
that GPA up, man.
I was feeling like an accounting class, and I had to drop the accounting class, take 4 1-credit classes. So I took. Now, remember, I'm the captain. It must have been my senior year because now I'm the captain of the number 1 ranked team in the country. So I take racquetball, bowling, phys ed, and the best one, beginning skating. And I'm the captain.
How'd you do on that?
The coach was the instructor. He saw he came to your practice. He says, "What are you doing?" He says, "Don't ever come to class because I know you're never going to come to class. I take attendance every day. So if people know you're there and I say your name, I'm going to have to fail you because you're not going to come." I said, "Okay, that's a fair deal." So,
I tell you, my buddy played Division I football, and he literally took a course called Theory of Wide Receiving just to keep his GPA up. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, we had another good class too, a speech class actually, and just get up and make speeches. And so back then people would print out flyers, like funny jokes and everything like that. So somebody had printed out a flyer of different personalities in the men's urinal. Like the tough guy would bang his penis off the side of the urinal, or whatever, all these different things. So I thought this was hilarious. I was going to get up in front of the class and make this presentation. So I added to it a whole bit. It's at night, so it's a bunch of adults and they're dying laughing. And the teacher actually passed me. She says, your presentation was an A, your preparation was an F, because you didn't do anything. Okay, I'll take the C. That works out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fastball down the middle. I'll take it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Bowling.
Yeah, there you go.
I got to be a good bowler too. Yeah, it's pretty good. Got the spin going. You get that spin. You ever bowl?
Yeah, I mean, I think my highest was like a 160 or something like that.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
nice. There you go.
And that's with the bumper guards up.
I actually like bowling. I might go bowling soon.
It's fun. Yeah. It's good.
Something different to do.
I mean, when I was a kid, my uncle used to, because like Thursday night, they were like, was a bowling league, the guys he worked with. So as a little kid, he'd take me. It was fun.
Yeah.
They really got into it. I mean, they were pretty good too. A couple guys that were over 300. Man.
Yeah, what would you do? Like, so if you had to do something like you and Beth, like let's think of something entertaining that you would do that you haven't done in a long time. What would you want to do? Random thing.
Like a sport or just in general?
Yeah, just in general. Yeah, like go to Broadway shows, go to a musical, go to.
Yeah, we haven't been to a show in a while. I think the last one we saw was Jersey Boys, which was great. I mean, that was a really good. And I
How about axe throwing? Like people go throw those axes. You ever seen that?
there's one right down the road here. I've
Oh.
never gone to it. That's a good point. We should do that.
Would that be entertaining? Throwing an axe?
Oh, it's like bowling. It's like competitive,
Yeah, I
and
guess so.
everybody's at the same level. Nobody's really
Yeah.
good, and it's fun.
Yeah,
You know.
it's probably not like an axe throwing class, right? You could take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was the dart catcher on the high school team.
Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is terrible. And an agent, another agent when I was in the agent business, and he didn't like some contract that he started mouthing off at me. We're at a big meeting with all agents, and he'd had a problem in the past with some acne, so he had to cut the pockmarked face. So I called him dartboard face, and he did
You
not
didn't
take
like that.
No, the guys around me when they heard it thought it was pretty.
You guys
funny,
could
but
both be senators now.
What's that?
You both could be a senator. Did you see the guy
Oh.
stand up last week
No.
in the Senate?
No.
So there was a hearing, and there was a union leader, ironically from New Jersey,
Right.
and the senator from Oklahoma. I think he's a former professional MMA guy,
Right. Oh.
right? And they had been twittering and in this war, right?
Oh.
So the senator says, "Time and place. We're both here now. You want to do this now?"
Oh.
Yeah. And the guy goes,
The-
"I'd love to." Senator
Oh.
stands up, and he's jacked. He's a big dude.
Yeah.
And Bernie Sanders stood down. This is not how a senator, the whole bit.
Yeah.
And it was great because they were going to go at it but
That's
it's kind of,
classic.
it's a little bit third world, but
Yeah, you do see some of those European countries and places like that where they get into it.
Oh,
on the Senate
Asia,
floor, right?
like they're throwing chairs and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. Maybe that's what we need, though. Maybe that's
Sure.
what's required. I
Like,
mean,
there's all this behind the backstabbing and all
Stuff
that kind of
going
stuff.
on.
Just step up and do it.
just
Yeah.
have at it, man.
Yeah. Susan Brooks, Henrik Lundqvist. I did not see Henrik Lundqvist's speech.
Yeah,
I don't
me
usually watch
neither.
the Hall of Fame.
But maybe
I-
that's what they should do, even for the presidential election. Just have
Yeah.
like a round robin tournament, like
Yeah.
caged in a cage. Like they just go in there throwing elbows and
You think somebody grabbed Trump's hair? You have to, right?
oh yeah,
You're gonna
have to. Yeah.
pull it to the side. It's-
Imagine poor Joe Biden. Imagine, could you just he couldn't even get in a cage
that's
probably.
That's terrible.
But once he
Yeah,
got
that's
in,
against
he'd
the
be
law.
walking into it like a Roomba, that thing.
You know what? I don't. It's another human being, so I shouldn't laugh.
I know.
Man, it's embarrassing.
bad.
Like, it's not
It's
even
bad.
it's not even fair to him. Right?
No, it's elder abuse, and it's
Yeah.
it's crazy, man. Because he's obviously not running the country. I mean, he
Right.
can't even run you wouldn't hire that guy to be like a greeter at
Yeah.
Walmart.
Well, think like okay, if a relative of yours, an older gentleman, had that kind of condition, you don't
Exactly.
have prance him out in front of like millions of people trying to make speeches. Ah,
You wouldn't have him chatting with world leaders that have nuclear weapons either.
I'll tell you, these politicians. Was it DeSantis down in Florida's got the lifts on his shoes or something like that? You ever seen that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little creepy, but remember Abe Beam, the mayor of New York?
No, I don't remember him.
He was like this. Where am I? Anyway, he
small?
was small. Yeah. So I knew him. I actually
Oh.
met him one time. Yeah. And I needed parking money. I said, "Hey, can I borrow $5?" He said, "I'm a little short." So
How about see the guy in the news there that he went in for surgery, had to get a leg removed for his cancer? or
No.
something? Well, and they took off the wrong leg.
eesh.
Yeah, so they had to go up, back in and take off the other leg. And he went to sue them, but he did have a leg to stand on.
Didn't have like this. They call him Bob now.
Yeah, Bob, he's in the pool. Or the-
All right, we're going off the rails
oh,
here.
totally. Yeah. How about the guy with no arms, no legs is out on the front porch?
Matt.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, how about the woman at the beach?
Sandy.
Yeah.
How about girl with one leg?
Lean. Eileen. Coach Reese got the job at Michigan State. There was just football field was astroturf. Oh, got the. Funny. Susan took pottery. Of course, you did. Susan, there's nothing. Like, do you ever sleep, Susan, or you just like always going to events and everything? Man,
pottery's cool. I'd like to do that.
Oh yeah. I used to take my boys to one of those things. You make little clay things and they paint them up and a whole bit when they're small.
Yeah.
I was actually a pretty good dad, I think.
Yeah, looking back upon it, right? You did a good job.
Yeah. Wow, yeah. I kind of surprised myself. I was like, really didn't know what I was doing.
There's no book.
Yeah. I was watching the Axe Throwing last night. Gets interesting after they down at.
What was that on ESPN, I guess, right?
Yeah. Have some tequila and then start throwing the axe around.
I'm a little bit like the cornhole tournament. I mean, we're at that level now.
Yeah. What's the like cornhole? Like who made up that name, cornhole?
Well, it used to mean something much different back in the day, as you know.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, and even paddleball, there's a professional paddleball league.
Wow.
And they're not paddleball players, they're tennis players. You can see they're really good. You know,
how about the pickle stuff? Pickleball too? That's turned
pickleball. That's what I'm talking about. They got a professional league now. Pickleball.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Scotty Cooper was in Brampton, my hometown.
Ketchup chips, yeah.
Oh, ketchup chips. You know, it reminds me of when I think of Brampton. So every Thursday, my buddies and I would skip school. We'd go down to the local strip joint. The Sword. It's called the Sword and Shield. Mm-hmm. And the waiters would be carried around like the beef guys with the trays of draft beer, you know. And then we get the hard-boiled eggs. So we drink a draft beer and eat hard-boiled eggs.
It's protein and carbs right there.
Oh man, going back to class after, like giggling like little kids, and farting all the time. Yeah. Oh, strip joint. Oh. What a bunch of idiots.
So, Thursday, last week, Bill Brown and I did this active shooter thing.
Yeah.
So I was the bad guy. And we had to run through 7 times. So it was like one of the last evolutions, they're filming all this stuff, right? And the doctor I'm looking to kill is Dr. Smith. And somebody says, why are you so angry at Dr. Smith? I said, well, it's pretty easy. He was a plastic surgeon. And look what he did.
We froze here.
Yeah. I'm moving, but you're frozen. I don't know.
Oh, really? Okay. So I'm going to stay right there. We're going to get out of here. Let me get out of here. And we're going to come back. Okay. We'll be back in a second, folks. We got to do something about our computer. Happens all the time now. Back in the New York group.
Oh, there you are.
Back in the New York group. I don't know what it is. I think I had too much junk on my computer. So I'm going to get rid of it. All right. How was your weekend, by the way?
I was busy. And I was recuperating from that Thursday was a lot. I tell you what, play acting like that. And it was like a workout. I was all sweaty and everything after I got done.
Wow. How often do you guys do that?
Periodically, but what I had to do, Tom, I had to go down the hospital hallway with a rifle, and I'm blasting doors, donkey kicks and front kicks, and looking for this guy because part of it was this new device that locks the door, and the door wouldn't get. But after the 7th run through for this, the training, because the people actually had been with Hollywood, not Hollywood, but when I shot a guy in the chest, he had all bullet wounds, so EMT has to come in and apply tourniquets. It's very realistic.
Right.
And
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I was, kicking doors for about 4 hours. Wiped out. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. You were frozen there for a second, but now you're back. You're unfreezable. Mark, here, Barry Shelley's here. Mark met Billy Hunt, who was a former linesman. Billy's a huge pickleball. Wow. Yeah. Pickleball. That's kind of,
it's a great game.
Why is it called pickleball?
And I don't know, but it was invented during COVID.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, somebody came up with it, but it's a great game.
It's kind of like table tennis, right? Similar?
Except larger. Yeah. So it's like you're on a tennis court. They shrink it down, and the ball's like the size of a softball kind of. It's kind of more like a I don't want to say a wiffle ball, but you hit it, it'll go, but it's not the same
Right.
velocity.
Right.
So
How about
anybody
ping
can play
pong?
it.
You
It's great.
a ping pong player?
I like to call it table tennis.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you know, in most NHL locker rooms, there's one, and we used to have a lot
Yeah.
of like the
Oh, yeah.
Europeans were really good at it. Got
Yeah.
a couple of Swedish kids, but
We had
yeah, I
one
love
in-
it.
Yeah, we went in our basement growing up too. All the little firefighters would come over and play ping pong.
Yeah.
And I got cocky one time. I was like 16 years old. I was beating my father in ping pong. This is good battles. And I was being cocky. I was saying stuff to him. And my father never hit me. He's a big man, though, 6'4". And he got mad. He says, I know you think you're tough, but one of these days somebody's going to kick the shit out of you. And I hope I'm there to see it. I'm like, and I tried to pretend I wasn't scared, but my dad was big
Yeah.
mad. He never got mad. So he's one of those guys when he did get mad, he's like,
Oh yeah,
push the too
Watch
far
out.
there. Yeah.
clear the deck. Yeah, ping
Oh,
pong is great for eye-hand coordination. Really is.
Yeah. Good sport
Yeah.
to spin on the ball a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little tactics. Yeah,
Sword and shield stood there. Oh, yeah. Scotty Cooper, Brampton, Ontario. Oh,
that's awesome.
yeah. Oh, sword and shield. We were coming back one time and I was driving and I shouldn't have been, obviously, a long time ago. So we'd drive back to school. It's all farm country. And my dad was the chief fire department. His job at that point was to drive around, inspect buildings and everything. So he had the fire truck and we tried to stay off the main roads.
Mhm.
And we're going towards school and we're just about to come on one of the main roads. We had to get onto it. And I see my father drives by in the van, the fire truck thing. Doesn't stop or anything like that. So we get home now. I'm thinking to myself, did he see us or not? And so I'm like, I go home and I'm thinking, oh, he comes home from work and I'm thinking, all right, either he's going to lose his mind right now or he didn't see us. And I'm sitting there like just sweating. Like he ultimately did not see us. Oh, man.
My buddy Roger, this is years ago. He was down in I think Hilton Head playing golf.
Right.
So they all go to a strip joint, and it's quite a while ago. So he had to call his wife on the payphone. Hey, honey, she says, "Where are you? We're I don't know, bowling or whatever." She says, "Okay, good." I don't know how she did it, but she knew where he was.
Oh,
And then some girl came over and said, "Would you like a lap?" Because it was his birthday. Would you like a
Right.
lap dance or something? He said, "Oh yeah." She goes, "It's from Gina." Like.
oh.
But Gina was cool with it, but it was pretty funny because,
Yeah. He's trying to
Yeah.
lie. Now, would Beth mind if you went to a strip joint?
I'm 100 years old. Who's going to even look
Yeah.
at me?
I
Yeah.
know.
Probably encourage me to go.
I have no idea interest in going there, spending all that money.
It's,
Yeah.
it's like,
It was fun back when you were a kid. All the guys would go. It was
it's
funny. then, but,
interesting then. And even then, it was kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
I've been here 10 minutes. Can we go now? What's the point?
Yeah. I spent,
Not
you
go-
walk out there
yeah.
spending $500 to have some girl, stinky girl over there.
You want a bottle of champagne? Yeah, how much? Oh, it's $700. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Although Theo managed to bang down 32 grand one night at, what was the place in Atlanta? Anyhow.
Theo,
yeah.
Theron Fleury?
Yeah, so his wife went to use the black Amex card the next day.
Right.
And they're still like, oh, this card's no good. She said, nah, it's good. Just run it again. And it's still not good. So she called Amex. What the hell's going on? He ran up 32K.
Wow.
Oh, I forget the name of the place. Doesn't matter, but yeah.
Oh, that place was famous too, wasn't it? The place in
Yeah, it
Atlanta?
was. That's
Yeah.
why I'm mad. I can't
Yes.
think of it. Was
Yeah.
it cheetahs or something? I don't know.
Something like that, yeah.
It's always
How about
some
you-
kind of animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty much every city by the airport, they have the landing strip too, right?
Yes.
Like all of that. Yeah.
You know what's interesting about this? So there's an academia at an American university. This woman, Camille Paglia. I mean, she's brilliant.
Right.
But she was talking about the whole dynamic interaction between men. And she said the women are really the ones in power. If you think about it, the men can't go in alone. They got to go in a group, right?
Yeah.
A whole bunch of guys got to go in.
Totally.
And they're just vacuuming money out of you,
Sure.
knowing full well nothing's ever going to happen.
Yeah, I know,
Right?
right?
Yeah.
There's been a few NHL players that have married strippers too.
Oh, more than a few.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like I'm getting divorced. Well, you should have married a girl whose name was Cinnamon. Should have been your
Strip clubs
first
are like-
clue right there.
There's our buddy Keith, another veteran,
There's my boy.
going to a buffet. and came
Exactly.
through.
Yeah.
no
And
kidding.
you don't even get a fork.
I know, yeah.
But he's right.
Smell it.
100%.
They smell bad too. They smell after like sweating all night long.
Oh,
They smell,
yeah, they're up on the, yeah. We went to one. The last one I was in when we went up to Wisconsin a 3 years ago, and it was with the Warriors, and I knew what we were walking into because, they're farm fed up there, so there's that, and it's really the lowest level of the minor leagues.
Oh,
Of the talent level. It's pretty
is
rough.
that right? Eh?
Yeah, I was like, okay, can we get back to the hotel? This is bad.
I know. Think of the whole theory, like the money wasted and all that.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's
Yeah,
just,
but,
it just
but you're right
shows you.
though. The women are getting filthy rich. Though.
They're in power, man. Like I
Yeah.
said, yeah.
That's true too. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you walk in there by yourself, you're a perv. So you got to go with all your buddies.
You got to go in with all your buddies. And you know what's in a sense, I saw a meme. you know how moth obviously goes to a light or a flame.
Right.
And it was a picture of Lauren Sanchez, who's Jeff Bezos' wife.
Oh yeah.
And like she's sitting on his lap, and like above her it says moth, and above him it says lamp. You know?
She's hot too. Ooh, man.
Damn, I don't know.
Yeah. Jeff Bezos.
Good for him.
Like he could have anybody too, right? Wasn't she a TV star or something?
She was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's actually a pretty interesting story. She's a pretty accomplished person, actually. Yeah.
Cool. Well, we're recording some more podcasts today. Our our Full Change podcast. Got some interesting guests.
What do you have?
Well, we got Jason Padolin. He was a player he played at West, played a little bit in the NHL. He's more famous now. He got married to one of the Spice Girls.
Oh, no
so he's interested. He does his own podcast. So we're gonna trade off. We're trying to get old Reed Larson played for Detroit.
Of course, yeah.
Well, when we get older guys like that, it's a challenge because
who could shoot that kid had a good shot.
Yeah. But when we get older guys like that, they have a hard time getting on. So we're going to do him early this morning. He couldn't get on the show, so we're going to have to work on him.
All right.
Yeah, good. All right, good to see you again, brother.
Always.
Everybody, remember Mark's company, Patriot Training Systems. Remember that 988 hotline for mental health and suicide hotline. Let's make sure we're helping each other out, reaching out to other people.
Especially this week.
Yes, you're right, too. I forgot about that. That's a very good point. With the holidays coming up, it's tough on a lot of people. So, all right, brother. See you next week.
Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yes.